Like we said, this week we are in Miami for the Miami Grand Prix. That's the Formula One circus is in the US, and so far so good. Free practice was extended, so the drivers had more time to test their setup, do some changes and all that. And at the end of the practice session, Charles with the Ferrari came on top, followed by Max and Oscar. And throughout the whole practice, we all realized that the McLarens were sandbagging. Like I said the last time, when you say a team is sandbagging, it means that they have more potential in the car, but they are just reserving the energy for later because, like I said, it's a sprint weekend. So after practice, there was sprint qualifying, and then there will be the sprints later on in the afternoon around 4 to 5.
Did you say Leclerc is actually leading?
So the free practice, after the practice, he led, and then Lewis came fourth. So there was a lot of hope because at the end of the day, Ferrari brought 11 upgrades. The next people who brought another upgrade were Cadillac. That was 9. So there was a whole lot of hype around Ferrari that this week there, it's our week.
But before that, I heard McLaren making noise about them working on their car, they're upgrading.
Yeah.
Still not in the talk.
Yeah, so on Monday, like I said, when we were done with the show, the breaking news came out that McLaren changed the whole setup from the engine. And mind you, you see that there's a number of components that they can change per season, and any other extra will come with a penalty. And now, because of the way the season started for Lando, he's on his last power unit. So the next one that he will add, there will be a penalty. So I think they are trying to look at all that and then maximize it for this weekend and for next race. And we had the sprint qualifying yesterday, and it was very, 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 very interesting. Very cracker one. Unfortunately for the Aston Martin fans, on Thursday we had a space on Twitter and we're talking about it. Somehow, anytime we have a space, we can be talking about Ferrari and all of a sudden it will end up at Aston Martin. You can see that the passion is there because people believe in the Aston Martin project, but it's just not working out. Aston Martin found themselves last again, bottom. Even funny enough, Lance Stroll couldn't set a time.
Wow.
So he's starting dead last.
It shows that money is not all.
Yeah, because they spent over $273 million. Wow. $273 million. And at the end of the day, because they brought a whole lot of engineers, people from Red Bull. Even we'll talk about the Red Bull situation. Now, most of their staff are leaving. They've brought Adrian Newey, the best designer in Formula One history, car designer in Formula One history, and at the end of the day, they're having engine problems, a whole lot of issues. So, also your team, Cadillac, Cadillac too have found themselves. As for them, you can see that they know that there's no hope for them. They are just trying themselves out this season. Hopefully, they'll work on it for the rest of the season. But though, your fantasy.
I won't change it.
Also, the Audi team, they are the ones who have impressed me the most this season. Because if you look at how they started last 2 years and last year, where last 2 years they had only Joe scoring in the last but one race. That was their only point of the whole season. So they were dead last, and now they've changed ownership to Audi. They've become a very strong team. They ended up 11th and 12th after some technical issues, but at the end of the day, it's very impressive for them. Also, Alpine, the French team have also done well. Colapinto will start in 8th with Pierre in 10th. Also, to the Red Bull side, Max will be fifth position. So it's going to be very dicey because yesterday there was a fight in the WhatsApp group. I was fierce with some people because Ferrari, my team Ferrari won. I don't know what's the Ferrari won. I don't know. Oh, just say me. I was saying that qualifying. You see, qualifying is broken down into 3 parts. Qualifying 1, qualifying 2, qualifying 3. So qualifying 1, last 6 you go out, then we go again. Another 6 go out, then the top 10. Now what happened was that in qualifying 1, they were fast, they had a pace, but all of a sudden the grip started leaving them, and I was like, no problem, there's more to come. Maybe it's just because they've qualified already to SQ2. SQ2 came. Charles was on top, so I was like, far. We are going to SQ1. a SQ3 all of a sudden. And SQ3 was such that you can only set one lap. You can only go to one lap. They did the lap, and all of a sudden, Lando has come to pole. Max is coming on top. Oscar is coming on top. Cecilia, Lewis is 7th. Charles is 4th. I was like, dang, Bonnet Bang. Oh, this team. But either way, I'm saying it that the way they have lined up for Charles like this, he has Max behind him, and Max will give him a tough time at the start, especially into turn 1.
Also started from the 3rd, is it 5th?
No, 5th. Max is 5th, so Charles 4th, Max 5th. Max too, at the start of the race, he will give you a tough time, so Charles needs to defend him very quick. Lewis too, starting from 7th, if he has a chance, he'll have to go very wide and go very fast. If not, he'll have to come inside, but that one too might compromise him and he might lose some positions. Apart from that, we've spoken about Aston Martin. Max with the rule changes. So over the 5 weeks break that we had, the FIA and then the Formula 1 board sat down with the manufacturers to talk about the changes in the rules that they want regarding safety, and then the complaints from the drivers about the engine and all that. And they've come out to say that they feel like going straight to the 50-50 split was a big mistake. Like I was saying, they are thinking about doing it 75% more engine capacity and 25% battery power for next season. And what it means is that it will make the teams have to do another research and development into doing everything. And the drivers are saying that it's not sufficient enough because they've become used to the fact that they are always using more of the engine power more than the battery. And now the battery is very important because at the end of the day, you don't have the DRS like we had earlier. So with that, we'll see what happens. So the sprint will come off at 4 o'clock, like I said, 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. Very fast. So you can get it.